Hi, welcome to this episode of Thai Food. So today on this episode, I'm going to make what the Southerners call a corn cake. Us Northerners, up in New York and around there, we call it sweet cornbread. But since moving south, I've been corrected that it's called a corn cake, and cornbread is not sweetened. So I'm making corn cake. What I have here is 4 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to get this melted as such per the recipe. I'm going to throw it right in my microwave over here on 30 seconds high just to get it melted. And I've got a couple packaged cornbread and muffin mix, and this has no sweetener in it. This is just, well, I guess it does have a little sweetener now that I look at the recipe, but it's not sweet enough for me normally. So I add some sugar to the recipe, but I'm just going to get these opened up, maybe. It did say tear here. Let me get a pair of scissors, that'll make life easier. Never trust the packaging when it says just tear here. They make these things childproof for everybody for some reason. That worked. So get this right into my big measuring cup here. I heard my butter was ready, so this one I didn't get opened as good as the other one. It happens. So I could sit here and fight with it, or I could just cut it again. That works better. Alright. Now, I don't follow the directions exactly, because I like to make my own spin on stuff. So let me grab my butter here. Alright, here we go. It's not totally melted, but it's melted enough. It'll finish melting here. And we got 2 eggs that we're going to add to this. I'm going to make a little well in here, so to speak. Crack my eggs right into it. Well, actually, it's a better idea to always crack it into a bowl first. So if you do happen to get any shrapnel from the shell in there, you can pick it out easier than trying to pick it out of the mix. So there's 1 egg. I don't do a whole lot of baking, but when I do, I go all out and make corn cake. Now, I always make various things in the oven. Eventually here I just might shoot a video and make some mini cheesecakes. Wouldn't that be interesting? So there we go, we got 2 eggs in there. Rinse the egg off my fingers here. Looks like the butter melted enough to drizzle into here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just a little piece of paper still in there from the butter. I thought I saw that floating around in there. Always got to be careful. Try to booby trap myself. Okay, so there's the butter in there. Now, recipe called for a 1/3 cup of milk. Well, I like extra corn flavor. So, I've got the milk standing by, but I also got some canned corn here. And I want to drain the juice off the canned corn. And the juice off of 1 can of corn is actually perfect for this recipe. So, actually it's right about 2/3 of a cup. So we're only going to use 1 can of corn. I had the second one there just in case, but I won't need it. So we're going to do 1 whole can of corn, juice and all. I had to verify how much my liquid was. I had the milk standing by as well, just in case. But the corn water, as I'm going to call it, it's got plenty of corn flavor, so it's just going to add to the flavor of this. And then you got the kernels of corn in there as well. Adds a nice little pop of flavor too. And the reason I'm using canned corn is I like that little bit of tinniness you get from the canned corn in this. Get myself a whisk here. Start mixing. Now it says you don't want to mix this thoroughly, you want it kind of lumpy. Well, guess what? It's going to be lumpy because of the corn anyways. But that's pretty much it there. Now before I go too much farther, I'm going to add the sugar. And I'm rethinking how much sugar I want to add to this. I'm going to cut back a little bit. And no, that wasn't the one I wanted either. There we go. Instead of 3/4, I'm going to do half a cup of sugar in this. And that ought to be plenty enough of sugar to sweeten this up right where I want it. So 1/2 cup of sugar. And that looks like plenty of sugar. This will make it plenty sweet enough. This will be excellent with some butter on it while it's still warm. Or you can always reheat it later in the microwave and put butter on it. Give this a quick stir. And there we go. That's all there is to it. I had the milk standing by just in case I didn't have enough liquid from the corn, because I wasn't sure, but I don't need any milk in this at all. And you won't even miss the milk in this. It'll be so jam-packed of corn flavor. Of course, you know, if you're allergic to corn, I don't recommend this at all. But naturally, if you're allergic to corn, you'll steer clear of cornbread. Now, obviously I could make this from scratch, but my wife happened to have these in the cupboard for me for a while now, and so I figured I might as well use them up. We're going to do a 13x9 pan, and I'm going to give this a quick spritz. Over by the sink. Try to do that for easy cleanup. Make sure I got all my sides. There we go. That way there it's nice non-stick. This is just a regular Pam original, nothing fancy. And go ahead and in with the cornbread. I keep calling it cornbread. I know it's supposed to be corn cake, but what can I say? I can't get the northern out of me. Give this a good scrape down. Basically all these mixes are is pretty much just cornmeal, flour, and probably a baking powder of some sorts. Nothing too fancy. That's something I'd probably, look up on the internet, look at several different recipes, and then figure out how I want to do it myself. It's usually how I do things. I don't have all the knowledge a chef would that's formally trained, so I try to educate myself on different things when I want to make something, and then I usually go ahead and make it. Now I have made this recipe before, but it's been a while, so kind of had to refresh my memory as I went along here. Now you could always, add a touch of vanilla to this if you wanted to add a little more pop of flavor, but I like it just really plain like this myself. So there we have it. My oven's already preheated. I've got it on a true convect bake, 400 degrees, and we're going to go in there for about 18 minutes, I believe is what the package recommended baking this at. 16 to 18 minutes or until golden brown. And then it says to immediately remove it from the pan. So I'm going to go with the 16-minute mark, and I'm going to leave it in the pan, and it'll finish cooking. And if it gets dry, I just rehydrate it with some butter. Makes it taste even better. No problem there. So into the oven we go. Middle rack in the oven, convect bake. Set my timer, 16 minutes. And there we go. I made corn cake and it's in the oven. We'll go ahead and we're going to end the video here after this, because I'm just going to post pictures on Instagram and my Facebook group page. And if you're not a member, I recommend you check them out. Thai Food is the Facebook group page. Instagram's Thai Food on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter, so check me out, look me up. Feel free to subscribe to my Thai Food YouTube page, and if you click the little bell icon when you subscribe, it'll notify you when I upload a new video. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.